To mark International Women's Day celebration, widely commemorated by women all over the world, especially recognized by the UN for Women's Rights and World Peace, a member representing Ayamelum Federal Constituency in the Green Chambers of the National Assembly, Honorable Iyom Gwacham Maureen Chinwe, have called on government and relevant stakeholders to redouble their efforts towards providing a level playing ground for women to unlock their full potentials in every sector of their respective endeavors. With gender-sensitive scandals gradually overwhelming the polity at a time when women are core advocates of 21st century renaissance, Honorable Gwacham frowned at the rates with which women are abused, sexually objectified, discriminated against both in schools, workplaces, and all the fields of their endeavors. She decried the rising cases of abuses, rape, and domestic violence against women and advocates for a more robust measure to tackle the menace. According to Honorable Gwacham, I congratulate all the women globally, especially my women of Oyi and Ayamelum Federal Constituency on this year's International Women's Day celebration, set aside to commemorate the uncommon contributions of women in the society, advocate for equal rights for women. As women, we are salt of the earth and indispensable. We are homekeepers, bridge builders, and nation builders. We must not be relegated against the backdrop of self-doubt and worthlessness. We must collectively unlock our respective potentials for the betterment of our society, she said. She called on government and relevant agencies to strengthen relevant gender discriminatory laws to unlock the full potential of the girl child. This year's theme focuses on the accelerated action towards equal rights, power, education, and opportunities for the girl child and women all over the world. Ms. Tahila Isaac, I would love to have your opinion on this the advocates for equality and justice for women.
Okay, I want to say happy International Women's Day to all the women out there.
Okay.
When we see women first, any woman that rises in a family that wants to have a 50-50 equal rights, they see her as a feminist in Nigeria. Okay. Once you come up with that idea, this is my home, I'm going to respect you as a man, but let's have that 50-50 equal rights. They call you a feminist. But I don't think that is what it is. It's not like that. And that also applies in our government. It applies there because they don't give you equal rights. They feel you should be below them. And before you get to the top, they would want to subject you to certain things. Either you lobby to get there, or they would want to take advantage of you sexually. Okay. So you must fit into their own shoes before you get to the top, which is not supposed to be so. That was back then when we would agree to the fact that education wasn't for women. But we've seen women doing better. Look at Chimamanda. We've seen women doing better, even more than some men. So why don't we give them the room to unleash their full potential, allow them do their best, instead of restricting them, keeping them at a particular spot, making them feel like they can't do more. Okay. So I think as we advance, as the year is going, they should allow us, the women, to do more, give us room to improve and get better. All
right. South Africa was ravaged by apartheid for, I think that was 40 or 40 something years, and currently you find out that there were cases of xenophobic attacks on Nigerians and South Africans, and xenophobia is a fear of strangers, and so people allege that for the fact that these guys have undergone oppression, it had shaped their mindset, that they believe that everybody coming into their land is coming to exploit them. Now, the clamor for gender equality, don't you think it is a defeatist mindset? Okay. Considering the fact that women are innovative, women are referred to as helpmeet, and before somebody helps you, the person is expected to be better than you. So, did you think gender equality and clamor for gender equality and this feminist clamor, don't you think this is it is a form of defeatist mentality?
I think so, because for them it's a different case. For Nigeria it is different. We haven't gone through that attack. We haven't experienced it. So for them it's going to be a bit difficult to allow the women to have upper hand to make decisions. Okay. So it's going to be a bit difficult for them.
Among the different levels of feminism, there are radical feminists and liberal feminists. And radical feminists believe that the woman should be the head Liberal feminists believe the woman is the neck that controls the head.
It's like supporting it,
Supporting
moving
it.
it
So
around.
what's your idea of when it comes to feminism?
Okay, when I did my project, I actually wrote about feminism in Nollywood movies, the way women are being portrayed in Nollywood movies. They are being subjected to a particular role, not like now. I think that was in 2019, where they only give them supporting roles, and if they are giving them a lead role, they actually portray them in the light that they must be below the man. They don't make decisions. Whatever the man decides, you just have to succumb to it and then let's go with it. If it fails, you now come back and say, oh, my wife, if I had known, I would have listened to you. So for me, I think liberal feminism is the goal, not the rascal one.
Okay, so you spoke about 50-50 rights.
Yes.
Do you mind explaining that?
Okay, 50-50 doesn't mean you're totally at the top. But the men should have the mindset of, my wife is in this with me equally. We are doing this together. But she should also know that she should submit to her husband. Sometimes you give him the room to do what he wants, even though you're not okay with it. Allow him to explain. And when he feels, or if he sucks, it's okay, I said this, I didn't say this. So it's all about your mentality. Understand it's 50-50, but still give room for a higher rank for the man.
Okay, before I go to you, Mr. Lebare, using Nigeria as a yardstick, how fair or how fair do you think Nigeria has strived in creating room for women to showcase themselves when it comes to administrative roles, National Assembly, and being involved in pivotal sectors?
We are getting better now, unlike before. We are getting better because if you check around, you'll see women doing better in different sectors now. So we are getting better, and they should give us more room to do better.
To give more room. Okay, Mr. Lebare, I'd love to have your thoughts quickly on this.
Okay, I love women because I love my mother.
women in general.
Yes, I love women because I love my mother.
Okay.
She's the reason why I'm sitting here as a level-headed guy talking to you. Because when I grew up, the type of life I wanted living, anyway, I don't believe in gentility, but she bent me. We had some conflict, we were having some argument, but she not allowed me have my way and shaped me into the man I am today. So kudos to my mother. Mommy, I love you. Happy Women's Day to you and all the women out there. Okay, I'm one person that advocates for women freedom.
Okay.
But before you talk about this, you need to, one thing is that we need to go back to our history.
History? What history?
We need to go back to our cultural value. See, the Bible says, he that breaks the edge, serpent will do what?
Will bite.
The same Bible said, do not remove the ancient landmark. Teach your daughters, our women, to do it. But women should understand their place in the society.
That's my question now.
Now, women has influential authority, while men has positional authority.
Who made this theory you just stated?
Now, it's not theory. I'm talking about reality here.
So reality.
Now, this is what happened. You should ask me, how do I know?
Okay.
Do you know why God has to? If you study divine feminism, I did some studies about women. I love conflict. I work on conflict and anything that have to dive into it. If you study divine feminism, the power of a woman, man cannot exert 40% of what a woman can exert. But women we don't understand. That's why we fight with a man. The neck does not struggle with the head. The neck knows that if I don't want the head, okay, let something happen to the neck. The whole head cannot function. But if the head is in pain, the neck is still free. I don't know whether you're getting me.
Okay.
So, the weight of the head is on the neck. Women should understand. And for them to understand, they need to go back to our culture, our history, where men we bring, but women were the economic power of our culture. A man will harvest yam, but it's a woman that sells it. A man will go to fishing, it's the woman that sells the fish. So what you bring is what the man takes.
Okay.
But just that we want to, this British curriculum in our school system, you know that curriculum is gotten from the society. Syllabus is gotten from the curriculum. Scheme of work and lesson plan is gotten from the syllabus. But our problem now is that we don't get our curriculum from our society. We are not getting our curriculum from what is happening in another person's society.
So you're trying to say that what is obtainable over there is not...
It's not obtainable here. See, the way I rule my family and run my family is not the way your family will be run.
Okay.
We are different persons. We have different families.
But you know, times and season changes.
Even time and season changes, but value does not change. I said something here. The concept of morality, the gods accept it because it's right. It's not that because the gods accept it makes it right. It's right before the gods accept it. Are you getting it now? So we need to come back home and sit down, look at our culture. Now, culture changes. There's evolution in culture.
Okay.
But that doesn't leave there permanent things in culture. And what is that permanent thing? One of the permanent things that comes to women is that women are meant to be, when I use the word under, it doesn't mean they are inferior. There's difference between inferiority and being under somebody. I can be under you, but I'm more powerful than you.
Okay.
I don't know whether you are getting me. I can be under you, working for you, but I have influence, I have power, I have control more than you. Do you know that I can be in a sector, and why all the workers in that sector, they are running, making sure the sector is flowing, is because of my presence. Not even because of the boss. The day I leave that sector will collapse. So it's high time we now make our women to understand. This is that most of the people fighting about women. Do you know where this contemporary feminism started from? It started from Europe. It started from Europe. That's why I said let's go back to history. Okay.
I will hold your thoughts on that. I'll hold your thoughts on that. Mr. Hiller, did you think the women are educated enough to understand their role and rights in the society and the inherent ability they have within them to execute whatever they set their mind on?
Just like he said, women are meant to be under, but I think the word support system is better.
Okay.
Okay, so you said women, we are like the neck.
Okay.
So if the head is hot, we can still walk. Now you also made an illustration. You said a company could be running, but it's not actually the CEO that is running it. There is someone else, which, for instance, could be the neck.
Let's use a more realistic example. The CEO of Zenith Bank is a woman.
Okay, and it's working perfect. I think that answers your question. So she's educated enough, and she has every ability to run it. So that's because she was given the chance to. If she wasn't, you wouldn't see those potentials she's unleashing. You won't see them. So if you give the room with guide, she could do better.
Okay, with guide. You have a daughter. How would you love to raise your daughter?
Wow, thank you. I was talking to my wife recently. I said the way I want to raise my daughter is a way that for a man to talk to my daughter, first you will look at yourself. It's not because of money, but you will look at yourself intellectually.
Okay.
I know of a lady in Port Harcourt. He has a book camp. You can't just, the lady don't look at what you are driving. She does not have a car, but she has a value. Like if you are just mere talking to her, engage in discussion, she will walk out of you. It's not pride. But the way some men has looked themselves as being Lord over women, I will train my daughter in a way that if you are a man coming to her, I used to tell my wife that I want my daughter in there, the way I'm relating with you, I want it that the day my daughter goes, I will tell a man, I want to marry a man like my father. I don't just want to, a man like my father, a man that will treat me the way my father treats my mother, the way, So what am I talking about? I want to raise my daughter to be of value to the society, but in quotes, a daughter that will be a good support to a man, that will be under a man, adding her own value to the man's life.
Okay.
A woman that when she comes up, the Bible says, you know, there's something men are not getting. If you study about the virtuous woman, they don't respect the husband because of what the husband has.
Because of the woman.
It's because of the woman.
But